unveils an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Who are these people?
Authenticity Radio. Stimulating and transparent. Real people and real authentic talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get real.
What are you prepared to do?
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Slade Suiter Live.
Hi, this is Ronald D. Moore, writer of Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica, and you are listening to Authenticity Radio with Slade Suiter.
And now, your host, who has the hospitality of a fat and jolly innkeeper, Slade Suiter.
Get your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to LA. It's more than 2,000 miles on.
Authenticity and Neuroscience. This is Slade Suiter. Thank you for joining us today. I am broadcasting from the Om Hotel, located in Barcelona, Spain. Today I have the honor to showcase two individuals who are literally changing how we think. Dr. Lana Morrow is a neuroscientist and a neuropsychologist who is the founder and CEO of Think Interfaces Incorporated. And I'm also joined with John Ferreira, who is a director of Think Interfaces Incorporated in New York. And Dr. Lana, welcome to Authenticity Radio.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
What is it that you do?
It's a complex question, but let's try to be simple about it. Even though there is nothing simple about a brain, we're creating, actually, we're not trying, we're actually succeeding in creating systems that interface between brain and computer, enabling people to train their brain and through only the power of thought actually change the way that they think and operate in real life. So we train behavior in a non-invasive way, as well as doing other things. For example, we try to help people better their lives through acquiring new skills or bettering their skills, thinking, memory, capacity to operate fast in a better, rapid way. At the end, these people actually, one by one, as we touch them, they improve their quality of life. And we're a green company, and we do also all of that in the name of better good in the world. So hopefully we'll touch the lives of many in also non-expensive way.
Well, apparently you already are. So you've already set up Think Interfaces Incorporated. You have results back now that you've been working with ADD children, and you have some preliminary results back that are favorable?
Correct. We work with, here actually in Barcelona, that's why partially I'm here today. We work with San Pao. Professor Horyshevsky is the professor who runs our studies. He's a world-known specialist in Parkinson, and she has a very, very large department that also, governs studies on children with ADHD and ADD. One of those studies is ours. We collaborate with a team of specialists, and we got some preliminary data. Of course, they're not published; they're not yet fully official, but they're interesting and very good for us, and very good for a lot of kids who have ADHD.
Wow! So this is probably perking up a lot of ears for parents who have children who have ADD, ADHD, and they are looking for alternatives, for their children. And does this require drugs?
Our systems are non-invasive, and we don't require any medication. Simply, you train your own brain by looking at a game and focusing, playing it. The more you focus, the more points you get. It's similar to a Nintendo game. Our games are non-violent and non-invasive. And children get better. They get better scores at school. They feel better. They report that they're happier.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is exciting. And John, when did you join Lana?
About 4 months ago. I've been with the company for about 4 months, and we've had the opportunity to have a lot of fun and do some great things. Just the games that the company develops, they're really fun to play, and it's when you combine those with the headset that goes with the games, it's really a powerful combination, and it's easy to get kids into the office to do the therapy and to play the games, and it's nice to see them make progress after just a few sessions of doing that.
Well, it really is a therapy to get these kids in to play a game. So tell me a little bit more about this headset. I'm very curious. I saw a small video on it, and could you explain it to us?
Yeah, so it's looks almost similar to a headband that a girl would wear to keep her hair back, except it's a little bit fatter than a typical headband, and the electrodes are implanted inside, and you just put it on your head, and it connects via Bluetooth to a laptop. Right now we have all Apple-based software, so connects to your laptop, MacBook, or even an iPad. And you, the more that the person focuses, it doesn't have to be a child. I've played it myself. The more that you focus, the faster the car will go, or the higher the plane will fly, depending on the game that you're playing.
Okay, so just to be clear, the game that you're playing does not require a joystick or any type of input device except for the headband that I am wearing.
That's the idea, that you can actually govern. You can manipulate, objects via thought. So what right now we're doing, I invented this strip, the system, and it consists of this strip partially and the games. The essential value of the strip, which was actually built by a company that works in New York and works with NASA, very, very solid engineers. So there's a lot of solid, incredibly refined engineering that goes behind that. The electrode is unique because it's dry and picks up the brain waves. There is not too much noise, and you can move. You can turn the lights on and off. You can turn the car. You can power a game, and the more you focus, the more the game runs, the better the game runs, the better your scores are. So you're playing these games without hands. It's look, ma, no hands.
Okay, so look, mom, no hands. I'm using my brain, and I'm controlling the game. I'm able to turn lights on and off just with the power of my own mind.
Yes, thought over matter.
Wow, you are magic woman. So you guys are kind of like the Apple of neuroscience.
We would like to think that, because we set the standards very high, and we want to have, Steve Jobs said something very beautiful. He put the world, actually in his eulogies, one of the people said that Steve Jobs put the world, thank you, Steve, for putting the world on the tip of our fingertips. I thought that was very beautiful, and it summarized what he really did. What we're trying to do, and what my vision for the company is to put the brain on the tip of our fingertips, or the world on the tip of our thought. Not the fingertips, because in this case we don't use fingertips. We just use the thought. So it's we govern the world through thought, which is what we always have done. But in this case, we're proving that we can actually improve the quality of our thinking, and the quality, even the, possibly morphology of our brain.
Okay. So what other applications are possible? Okay, so you're able to help children improve their thinking, improve their grades. You're just coming through some studies that may be very beneficial to ADD, ADHD, and what other applications are possible through this technology?
There are endless applications. Right now we have a few companies that we incorporated As part of Think, we do a lot of work with ADHD children, ADD adults as well, and Parkinson, Alzheimer's. We're hoping to decrease the decline in cognitive impairment. We're working with basically an array of neurodegenerative disorders that are present, and we're trying to slow them down or ameliorate people's lives. So in real practice, you can also call it the gym for the brain in healthy people, slowing down memory decay, improving your peak performance. In war zones, you can treat people from post-traumatic stress disorder or from negative effects of war. There's numerous.
So how about this day and age where we have so much crisis at hand for people who are depressed?
We haven't run ourselves the study on that, and I have to be upfront about it. But what happens is that when you train your brain within certain frequency of range, and you get to perform to the better levels, more optimal levels, you end up not actually having as much sadness or feeling of inability, disability. You end up feeling capable.
Yeah, and what about people who are paralyzed?
Yes.
So they have, theoretically, you could put this device on, wire it to their chair,
Absolutely.
Or even other devices inside the room, and oh my gosh.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden this person becomes empowered.
Empowered and mobile. Because that person can actually move their wheelchair via thought. And I have to correct you on one thing. It's not wired, it's wireless.
Oh, yes. Wireless. Okay, that is so awesome. My goodness. Okay. Hi. Rosanna? Okay.
Slade.
Okay, let me just... Here we go. Rosanna, how are you? It's good to meet you. Okay, Rosanna, who is a neuroscientist as well. Okay, Rosanna, I have a question for you. This is Rosanna Marivico. Okay, now you are doing research in the Hospital de San Pau located in Barcelona, Spain. Could you please share with our listeners what type of research that it is that you're doing and what have you discovered so far?
We are doing in Barcelona research with 40 kids from 6 to 18 years old. We're testing these kids before the treatment, then they receive 40 sessions of treatment, and then we retest them. Also, we're doing fMRI test and retest, and between the sessions we have a group with placebo and another one with treatment. So what we do is compare the differences between the group that is receiving placebo and the group that is receiving the real treatment. And for the moment we have predata, and the predata is very, very elegant and is showing us that it's going to be very different between pre and post. But we are now doing the second round with 20 kids, so we're not done yet.
I'm excited to find your final results, and it's very exciting that what results you have already produced.
Thank you very much.
Oh, good. Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot here. Okay, so Lana, so we have talked about people who have needs or who have some type of ailments that could get better. What about healthy individuals, young adults, teenagers, or kids going to college? Will this application also be able to benefit them as well?
Absolutely. We just created a company called Minerva for Studies and Focus Forum Centers, which will be running in New York and hopefully everywhere in the country, but we start with New York and Barcelona. And the preliminary data we have also shows that children get much better at school. So if you train with our systems, we end up creating better students. So children and adults are actually more focused and capable of performing better various places, in school, at work, even, for example, in sports. We have another company called AO Sports that does just that. We collaborate with Equinox, which is a gym with numerous sites in America, now in Europe as well. And, they'll be using our systems for peak performance in the gym.
Peak performance, so I could see that the applications can go from, like, the Barca football team.
Absolutely. Actually, Italian football team this year trained with neurofeedback, not with but they did really well. And I know for the fact that Nike has its own studio, lab where they use neurofeedback as part of a training.
Okay, so this is the natural avenue for you to walk in.
Absolutely. That's what we're doing already.
Okay. How about students? Because students are wanting to arrive to like a better performance, and this apparatus. What is it called? The headband?
Well, right now we call it a Think headband, but in the centers we'll have a slightly modified version. So in the centers are Minerva centers, so we'll give it a different name. Right now it's just a Think headset.
Okay, so students could just carry this around during the day and go through a training or...
20 minutes is enough. 20 minutes is enough.
Okay.
Playing a game. Basically, you play a program. Okay. It's like a Nintendo game. You play it on your iPad, iPhone for about 20 minutes and you feel refreshed.
Okay, so I'm getting tired from my studies. I'm fatigued. So I take out my Think headband, I put it on my head, and I play a game. And then I go back to studying.
Correct. And of course, just one time will not do much. But if you do it, 10 times in a row, 15 times in a row, you'll start noticing differences. And the studies show that 40 times in sequence actually creates permanent changes, solid changes in the brain.
Wow, my goodness! The thoughts are going through my head right now of all the applications of how this could impact society itself.
Absolutely. We hope that you have a scenario of a young child who is frustrated and doesn't do well at school. By enabling the schools to have these systems in the school and getting the children to train them, they're actually acquiring better skills, and they're able to focus in classrooms. They're able to get better grades. Therefore, you'll end up with a more poised teenager who will be happier and engage in less aggressive behaviors or non-aggressive behaviors, and maybe be up to study and be happier.
Theoretically, we can take marginalized children without much of a support system and give them an opportunity, whereas right now they may not have such an opportunity available to them.
That's part of our vision, absolutely, yes. That's we do a lot. Hope is that we have so our charities, and we have groups that support others. I would really hope that in about a year we'll be able to give the chance to a lot of marginalized children and teenagers to lead a better life.
Okay, so I would imagine that there's a lot of people listening saying, oh dear, I would just love to get a hold of Think Interfaces Incorporated. How do they get a hold of you, Lana?
Well, right now we're just opening centers, so they can come to one of our centers and use the session or 10 sessions or whatever sessions they have. Soon we'll be able to actually just click online and purchase a set for home use. But that we have to still, verify everything, and we have to make sure that everything is approved. Of course, regulations, FDA. We do everything very, very, very precisely and with high rigorous standards, both of research standards and engineering standards. And we collaborate with governments, so it's done, at a very, very precise level.
So when it is out there for good.
Yes.
And it's a product. So do you have a release date of when this will be available for the general public?
Well, it depends on how do you define
an estimation. For example, the headband for interested student who would be interested in increasing their performance.
Well, that will be available through student centers, the Minerva centers, which we hope to launch here in December. December 1st, we're hoping to launch the first Minerva center in New York. And so that's very imminent. That's really close by. We're excited about it. And later on, probably 8 months down the line, we'll be able to have it available for masses, for whoever wants to, individuals, not masses, but whoever wants to actually to purchase it or to have it.
Okay. And where are the locations you're located in right now?
Right now, we have research centers in Barcelona, Spain, São Paulo, Piti-Salpêtrière in Paris. We're collaborating with Rome, and in New York, we collaborate with Columbia University and NYU. Those are our principal centers. We're now starting to, collaborate also with Fordham at New York City location. So those are the 3-4 main locations, but there'll be others.
And so if someone wants to get a hold of you, then they just go to thinkinterfaces.com.
Correct.
Okay, Lana, I really thank you for joining us on Authenticity Radio today. And before I let you go, Lana, what is your message to humanity?
That's our vision, actually. And I think it's really important to know that thought is very powerful, so we think thought over matter.
Thought over matter. Thank you, Lana, for joining us on Authenticity Radio today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for including us here.
This is Slade Suiter. Until next time, be authentic, be true, think, and be free.
Say that the left side of the brain controls the right. Say that the right side has to work hard all night. Maybe I think too much for my own good. Some people say so, other people say no. The fact is you don't think as much as you could.
Conflict is a choice you know. In order to gain a new perspective and how to resolve conflict in your organization, business, or family, go to AuthenticityRadio.com.
Come on! This is Authenticity Radio.
Authenticity Radio with Slade Suiter.